Alrighty guys, what is going on? It is JT Bricks here, back for another LEGO Star Wars video here today, and today we're going to be continuing our discussions over the possibility of a new LEGO Star Wars CMF in 2022 or beyond. Today, we're going to be talking about the High Republic. Last video, we talked about the Old Republic and some of its ideas that we could possibly see. Today, we're going to talk about the High Republic, and to be honest, I'm not that familiar with the High Republic. I don't really know too much about the era. I haven't read any of the books or comics, but I know some of the characters and can at least recognize some of them. And regardless, I like LEGO Star Wars. I like the minifigures that we could see from this series, and let's get right into it, shall we? Starting in with the first minifigure here, I think we could definitely see a redesign of Yoda of some sort. Obviously, his robes are a little bit different in the High Republic. I think the head mold and everything else is fine, but we could definitely see a redesign of the prince on his robes. One of the Jedi we do see in the High Republic is Lula Talisola, and obviously, again, just a very unique minifigure in terms of her prints on her robes and such. Just a really different and unique art style that we see from the High Republic. Do I really know too much about this character? No, but it would be cool to get some different Jedi, unlike the typical Kit Fistos and Plo Koons that we get in most LEGO sets. Continuing on, we also have Stellan Gios, or Gios, I believe. Another pretty decent looking character here with some unique prints as well. Obviously, I think he has the crossguard lightsaber, I want to say, or at least a different type of lightsaber hilt, which is actually a pretty cool idea now that I'm thinking about it. There's a lot of different lightsaber hilts that we see throughout the concept art of the High Republic, and it would definitely be pretty interesting to see LEGO try and do some different hilt concepts or styles. Moving forward, we have Keeve Trennis here, who is one of the few Jedi out of all these minifigures that I did actually recognize, or at least remember the name from hearing about the concept art and concept of the High Republic in general. So, pretty unique Jedi, a little bit different looking than the other ones. Different robes, kind of darker look in terms of what she is wearing. So, definitely an interesting idea here, and one I would like to see. Moving forward, we have Jedi Master Sskeer here, who to me would be one of the coolest LEGO Star Wars minifigures ever, a Trandoshan Jedi. I'm all for it. He has a gold hilt here in this minifigure form as well. This one is one I would love to see for sure. Next up, we have Vernestra Rwoh, and I think she's actually a younger Jedi, or maybe a Padawan, at least early on in the High Republic. I think one of the novels, or child books, I guess you could say, is based upon her, or her story, or something like that. That's really all I know about her, I guess, but definitely an interesting Jedi. Kind of reminds me of the Mirialan species, I think is what they're called, with Luminara Unduli and Barriss Offee with that skin tone and such. So, an interesting Jedi. Nothing too much here, though. Moving on, one Jedi I also recognized was Avar Kriss. I think she's one of the main characters from the High Republic, and, again, pretty standard look for the High Republic, just the tan and brownish robes, along with, your typical lightsaber and such. Interesting look, though, and one that certainly I've never seen before, and would be pretty cool to see in LEGO minifigure form. Moving on, there's really just a bunch of other Jedi that we could see, like this guy here. Again, pretty unique look, has a different lightsaber hilt, some unique headpieces. We also have Reath Silas here, again. Pretty interesting look, nothing too similar like we've seen before. And we even have a Wookiee Jedi here, I think is Barry Yaga, and wouldn't that be fun to see a Wookiee Jedi? And we also have Loden Greatstorm, who I think is also a main character. He would have a very unique head mold as a Twi'lek, and just a pretty cool character design in general. Moving on, although there are a lot of great Jedi minifigures we could get from this CMF, a lot of great torso prints and such, new headpieces, a lot of different alien species and such, there are also the Nile, who are the bad guys of the High Republic, right? And they kind of remind me of space pirates, in particular Hondo Ohnaka's gang. They're not necessarily Weequay or the Weequay species, but they certainly are aliens, and they look very evil and menacing. And I think we could get a lot of unique torso prints, leg prints, headpieces, new weapons, and stuff that we could see from a possible CMF or even some sets. I personally would probably prefer some sets, but a CMF would also be pretty cool. It's a lot of possibilities with the Nile here. There's also these things called the Drengir, which I believe are supposed to be like feared by the Jedi or something like that. I think they're supposed to be like these like cosmic beasts or something like that, and kind of interesting. Don't really know too much about them, and I guess I doubt they would be in a CMF because they're more like monsters and probably something brick built rather than a solid minifigure, but still kind of an interesting idea, I guess. Going back to the Jedi, we have a Wayfinder Jedi here named Master Orla Jareni, and very interesting look, obviously not a human, and she has a white lightsaber and just a lot of white, I guess, on her minifigure, so that would definitely be an interesting minifigure to look at in terms of prints, probably a pretty cool one as well. There's also this guy I saw named Leox, and I believe he is a pilot, and to be honest, that's really all I know about him, but other than that, interesting minifigure design, kind of reminds me of a bounty hunter, so that's something, I guess. And finally, one more minifigure idea could be the Chancellor of the High Republic, Lina Soh, I believe is how you pronounce her name, and it's kind of weird to know that there are like other Chancellors besides Chancellor Valorum and Chancellor Palpatine, because anytime I think of Chancellor and the Republic, and just Star Wars in general, I just think of Palpatine or Valorum, particularly Palpatine, so to think of other Chancellors is kind of weird, and it would be kind of cool, though, to get a Lina Soh minifigure, not to mention, I don't know if you've ever gotten a Valorum minifigure either, so a lot of possibilities here with LEGO Star Wars in particular. At the end of the day, though, guys, the High Republic is still very young, and there's really just a lot left for this era of Star Wars. I do like that it has its own vibe and unique concept and just kind of different feeling to Star Wars that we've never gotten before. And I think there's a lot of possibilities for the High Republic. I mean, there's a lot more comics, books, and media to come out. I think we're supposed to get a TV show about it on Disney Plus within the next couple of years, and just a lot of stuff that Lego and Star Wars and Disney can explore with this new era of Star Wars. I like how there's a lot of new minifigure designs, new possibilities with this era, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. And I'm going to try and read up on it, read some of the books, read some of the comics so I can get more informed about it and present more High Republic videos to you guys. Regardless, though, guys, a lot of interesting stuff with this era, and we're just going to have to see where it goes. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. Again, nothing too special or too long, but something interesting that I just wanted to talk about, that being the High Republic, of course. What we get from it in terms of LEGO Star Wars, I don't know. Maybe LEGO will never make any LEGO Star Wars content from it, but I doubt that. I think LEGO will eventually make some minifigures or sets or something like that regarding the High Republic. A lot of cool ideas, though, and a lot of stuff they can do, and we're just going to have to see what happens. Regardless, though, guys, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time on JT Bricks.